Hi, my name is Spencer Bowden, and my lesson slash presentation is on how to practice piano efficiently, how to practice music efficiently. It goes without saying, for practicing any musical instrument, that there is a tendency to play a piece over and over again for the sake of rote memorization. This often leads to brain farts and mishaps of remembrance and performances, and is typically considered bad practicing. But it's very common. So, how can we solve this problem? How can one effectively practice music in an allotted amount of time to help memorize not only notes, but also acts and ideas of musicality? Well, what I do and what I'm going to be teaching today is creating a story with a known location. Um, if you will, it's creating a musical memory palace, but instead of remembering items on a list, you are remembering musical motifs, placings, and ideas. So, what you're supposed to do is find a familiar place, tell a story where that place is the setting. When the story goes to different places, the music changes or makes dramatic or subtle shifts. Um, for this demonstration, my piece is Dr. Gratis ad Parnassum by Debussy. I picked it for this presentation because it is difficult, it's fast, it's very repetitive, and there are lots and lots of notes. I personally think it sounds like a very playful piece, so I imagine my childhood playground, named Crescent Park, as a setting for this story. Here's a brief summary of what I'm thinking about and what I'm doing while playing this piece. As the reprise of the piece begins, it starts off soft but jovial, so I imagine myself seeing the playground and stepping onto the playground mulch as the chord changes. As the dynamics of the piece build, I imagine myself going up the playground structure and the stairs, and when I finally reach the bottom of the piano, I imagine going down the slide. When it repeats, my friend follows me down the slide. Together, we both run to the swings, characterizing the music by a crescendo and a staccato run up the piano. As we reach the peak of the piece, we also reach the top of the swings, and as I move down the piano, we lose momentum and we touch the ground. So, the overall effect this method has on memorizing music. First of all, the music is easier to learn. There's no way to memorize every single note and name them off the top of your head. That's also not musical, it's robotic, and it doesn't work well for performances that require a great deal of emotion and musicality. Also, elaborative rehearsal is more effective for semantic encoding into the long term memory than rote rehearsal, which only keeps it in the working memory for a short time. Um, this method covers a few connections to class. First of all, the method of loci. Um, Method of loci is another scientific name for memory palace, using a familiar location as a way of elaborative rehearsal and semantic encoding, going through different places as a means of remembering a list of things or a sequence of things, in this case, music. Semantic encoding is what this method does. It um, takes the musical notes and the musical ideas that are in the working memory and it encodes them into the long term memory. And for the sake of piano playing, muscle memory, um, which um, also requires a great deal of elaboration and connections to your own life. So it also connects to elaborative and connective rehearsal, which is much more effective than rote rehearsal.